of May 2020, I, Manjit Singh, your physical education teacher, welcome you all to online learning class. Today we are going to start a new unit, that is Olympic Value Education. Let's start with the introduction. Olympic movement deals with understanding the development of Olympic Games from when they started to the present. The goal of Olympic movement is to contribute to build peaceful and better world. It has promoted the development of physical and moral qualities to bring together the athletes of the world in great cardinal festival of sports. Learning objectives. Learning objectives are Olympics, Paralympics, Special Olympics, symbols, ideals, objectives, and values of Olympics, International Olympic Committee, and Indian Olympic Association. Now, Olympics. It is again divided into ancient and modern Olympics, before 1896 and after 1896. Modern Olympic again divided into two parts, Summer Olympic Games and Winter Olympic Games. Next is Paralympics, the Paralympics Games, the Paralympics movement. And next is Special Olympics. In ancient Olympic Games before 1896, the origin of Olympic Games belongs to Greece. These games were played in the state of Athens. The ceremony of Olympic Games began from the new moon day in July after 4 years. The events of Olympic continued for 5 days in precise order. The flocks of pigeons were sent to all cities of Greece, which carried the names of champions. The prizes given to winners were made from olive leaves. Now, modern Olympics Games after 1896. Barrow Perry de Coubertin in the year 1896 at Athens. In the Conference of Physical Education of 25th November 1892, he planned the restoration of Olympic Games in 1900 at Paris, with motive to strengthen amateur sports to develop everlasting qualities for modern education. In June 1894, the International Conference of Amateur Sports at Paris passed the resolution to create International Olympic Committee, that is IOC, to observe the conduct of modern Olympic Games, the first games to be held on 1896 at Athens. Since then, these games were held every 4 years. Now, modern Olympic Games after 1896. It is again divided into two, Summer Olympics and Winter Olympics. Summer Olympics Games, first held in 1896, is an multi-sports international event. Unlike the Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics features sports practiced on snow and ice. The Winter Olympics held in 1924 at France. Now the Paralympic Games. The Paralympic Games is the major international multi-sports event involving athletes with a range of physical disabilities, including impaired muscle power, limb deficiency, leg length difference, vision impairment, and intellectual impairment. Now, Paralympic movement. In 1994, at the request of the British government, Dr. Ludwig Guttmann opened a spinal injury center at the Stoke Medville Hospital in Great Britain. His aim was to create an elite sports competition for people with disabilities that would with equivalent to Olympic Games. Now comes Special Olympics. The world witnessed the first International Special Olympic Games in Chicago in July 1968. Olympic symbols. The first symbol is Olympic flag. It consists of five color ring circles interlinked with each other on the white background. This flag symbolizes the supporting attitude of all the people of the various continents. The colors of the rings are blue, black, red on the top, and yellow, green uh, at the bottom. Olympic flame. The Olympic flame was first introduced at the year 1928 Olympics in Amsterdam. The Olympic torch is ignited several months before the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. Now, Olympic motto. The Olympic motto is Citius, Elitius, and Fortius, a Latin word uh, which means faster, higher, and stronger. Now comes to Olympic prize. In ancient time, the Olympic heroes were awarded with olive crowns, but the modern Olympics they are rewarded with medals and certificates. Olympic oath. The oath is as in the name of all the competitors, I promise that we shall take part in these Olympic Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and without drugs, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of sports and the honor of our teams. Olympics and drugs. Many times, athletes take drugs to enhance their performance. Today, IOC is strictly following its regular check towards drugs and sports. The testing agency, named as World Anti-Doping Agency, abbreviating as WADA, WADA. IOC also provide technical help to set up various stadiums and provide latest knowledge related to training of athletes. Now comes Olympic ideals and objectives. The purpose that to create a spirit of international amenity and goodwill and to contribute to better understanding among people and nation, to create in them a sense of loyalty, companionship, and team spirit. Values of Olympics. The first value of Olympic is friendship. Second is solidarity. Third is fair play. And fourth is free from discrimination. The International Olympic Committee is a non-profit independent international organization that is committed to building a better world through sports. It is formed at Paris in June 1894. Now composition of committee. The composition of committee cont- contain president, Vice President, Executive Board, and the function of committee to encourage and support the promotion of ethics of sports as well as education of youth through sports, to act against any form of discrimination and to ensure the regular celebration of all Olympic Games. Now comes Indian Olympic Association, IOA. It is formed in 1927 by Sir Dorabji Tata as its first president. The head office of IOA is at New Delhi. IOA is the apex sports organization of Olympic sports in the country. Now, composition of IOA. It consists of president, senior vice president, secretary general, treasurer, joint secretary, executive members, IOC members, and athletes commissions representative. Now, function of IOA: to promote and encourage the physical, moral, and cultural value among youth, to enforce all the rule regulations of games and sports at national level, to develop and promote the Olympic movement and amateur sports, and to provide training and preparation of players for international level. Now, the next functions of IOA: to supervise the sports development in the country like stadiums, infrastructures, etc., random checkup of athletes related to drugs, to promote Olympic Games at every level in India. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home, and stay positive.